Hello everyone, welcome to a new video today. As you can see, I have a blank desk here, but just for a little bit. This is a slightly different kind of video. Before I prep for doing an album, I gather a bunch of stuff when it's a travel album to kind of get things ready that I think I might use or that I really want to use that I have found. And that's what this video is today. But the first thing I actually want to start with is this. This video is all related to Boston. So I took a trip in August that was to Boston and New York. Started in Boston, had a couple of days, then went to New York for a couple of days. And I had found this paper and I knew this was going to be my opener. And I have decided I'm also going to do this one 6x12. So currently I'm doing my Chicago album 6x12, and that's kind of my first foray into that size, and I really like it. So I'm planning to do it also for Boston, probably New York as well, just because I have so many photos too that this will help me fit more. But I had pulled this paper. I've already cut it and put it in here. Here's the back side. I may figure out a way to just keep this in there and use this as well for something like an itinerary or something. I don't know. But I knew I wanted this for my opening page, so I've actually already done that. So here's the next thing I want to show you. This is how I gather stuff. So I gather paper, embellishments, pocket cards, whatever I think that I might want to actually use in an album. Now, I think I pulled out most of the pocket cards from here. There might be a couple miscellaneous in there. Because they are very specific to Boston, I bought them from In a Creative Bubble. So if you are looking to do a trip to Boston, to scrap it when you're done, go to the In a Creative Bubble site online and buy those Boston pocket cards, because even if you're going to do 12x12 traditional pages, you could still use them. They're awesome, and I kind of want them to be a surprise for the rest of you for when I do the layouts, so I haven't put those in here, but I want to show you the rest of what I have. Some of it is very specific to Boston, which is why I've thrown it in there. The other thing I should note is I don't have it here because it's actually in my car at the moment, is I'm keeping a notebook of things that I know I have in my stash that I could use. So every time I think of one or I come across one on my desk, I write a little note saying, use such and such on a layout for this in Boston. So I have that as well. So I've got my notes going, plus I've got my piles here. So let's look at what I've got. So first up, I used to subscribe to the Cocoa Daisy monthly kit. So this is some stuff that came in a kit. Ooh, there's a little wood veneer there. And you'll notice these are all Asian themed. That is because I went to a Japanese garden when I was in Boston. It's actually part of the Museum of Fine Arts. And so I wanted to make sure that I had some things for that because I knew I was going to go there. So I've actually had this put away before I even went because I knew I was going to go there. But so I have these elements at the ready if they work with the photos that I have. And then these, why did I drop these in there? Flowers, obviously I saw swimming. I don't know. We did go to Boston Common where there were swans in there. So maybe that's why. What's the other word? Words. I don't even remember. Water. Oh, yep. Oh, no. Water and swimming are for whale watching. That's why I have them in here. Garden. Oh, Japanese garden. Yeah. So these are all phrases. I think I had these in here as well before I went, obviously, because I didn't even remember most of them. But anytime I find little stuff like that, I add it to the bin of stuff I'm saving for that trip. These are just some miscellaneous words, phrases type things that I had that I knew would work. Like this one says Wet and Wild. And then behind it, it's kind of hard to see, but it says Splish Splash. I wanted to see if I could work those in for the whale watching as well. I have something else for that, but I took so many photos, and so did my two friends, that there will be massive layouts, I think, about whale watching. And that green doesn't really go. I know that already from the pictures I've seen. That does not go, so I don't know that I'm going to be able to use that, but the Wet and Wild does. So that will be fun to use that acrylic piece. So again, I've just dropped in stuff here. This happened to be from a piece of pattern paper. And I just happened to notice that one of the cities listed on there was Boston, so I cut it out and kept it. And then just words that I know from little conversations we had and stories that I want to tell. I'm going to use some of these words as well. As I mentioned, we did see swans and the swan boats in Boston Common in the lake or pond. It's not that very big. It's not big. So I pulled these knowing we were likely to go there, and we did, and we saw them. So perfect, because when I first got these are these a Paige Evans thing? Nope, Maggie Holmes. Maggie Holmes. I didn't know what the heck I was going to do with these. Like, we don't really have swans where I live. You don't see them that often. So I didn't know, but I held on to them just in case. And thank goodness I did, because now they get used for Boston. Some other things that I threw in here were I have these 3D flower elements. So you build these, you layer them on top of each other and they become a 3D element. I knew, again, we were probably going to go to the gardens in Boston Common, to the public garden, and that we would see things. So I threw them in there, and it turns out these colors are going to match very well. And it's probably hard to see on camera here, but they already have some glitter on them, which is awesome. They will make a very nice sparkly embellishment. And then I also pre-bought this since I knew we were going. This is generally not my style in how I scrap, but I did like them because I knew we were going to see tall ships. We took our picture right in front of this statue that's in Boston Common. I knew we were going to see a lot of this. Now we actually didn't see lobsters. We were going to try a lobster roll, but they were so expensive. The market price on them was so expensive when we were there that we did not do it. So, oh well, didn't get to try that. But I knew I would probably be able to work these in, and they're small enough that they will still fit in pocket scrapping. So I have those. These were just some leftover pieces of some graffiti cardstock that I had from my Europe trip. I threw them in here, not knowing what we would see. Given the photos I took, I'm not sure that these will get used. I haven't seen all of my friends' photos. One friend has sent all of her photos, the other hasn't. So I'm not sure if I'd be able to work these in, but I'm going to keep them just till I'm sure. I want to use up as much product as I can. These were some other Maggie Holmes elements. And again, I thought maybe for the garden, something a little sparkly to go with those flowers that I had. And I love me some acrylic pieces. I really do. So these are from Colorcast Designs, and they just have a bunch of different travel phrases. So I have explore, journey, adventure, and wander. Color-wise, I have no idea how these are going to work with the photos. I don't remember what colors are in what photos really, other than the whale watching, but I'm really hoping I can work a lot of these in. If I can't get them all in for Boston, I still have New York. I just went to Philadelphia, so they'll get used even if it doesn't happen in this album. So here are the best acrylic pieces that I have found for this album, if I can get them open. Oh, and then copies of our little pictures that we took when we went whale watching. They take an official photo and you can buy it. And they got us. They suckered us. We bought them. I took the smallest ones. It's a package of 4 in different sizes. I took the small ones because I do pocket scrapping and my other 2 friends that were there, they don't. They do traditional. So I let them take the bigger ones. But check these out. These are from Bramble Fox, by the way. If you've never heard of them, they're a company out of the UK. They do specialty acrylic pieces, and then they have a monthly kit, which I actually started subscribing to because I love their stuff. So this was perfect for us. They had Whale of a Time and then Make a Splash. I ordered 3 sets of these, and I gifted the other 2 to my besties that were on the trip with me. So we all have those. They will appear in all of our albums. So now I'm moving on to the paper and just bits and pieces I've thrown in here. So this is the other part of the paper that I showed at the beginning. So this is the other half of it. I might be able to use it for something else. So I'm going to hang on to it. If I don't, it'll probably end up with one of my friends, which is fine. And then this I had used, I think it was in my Chicago album, if I'm not mistaken. So this is what I have left. I still have a lot. So if I can work that in, great. I actually won this paper at a crop that I went to in the summer. And originally I thought, well, that's cute and all, but like, what the heck am I going to do with that? Well, then when we decided we were going to go whale watching, this is perfect. So I held this, put it in there. Both sides work. This is a little cutesy for my normal style, but I do really like it. And I love the little hearts in there. And we saw 2 whales while we were out. It was 2 female whales. So this is perfect. I could kind of, you know, maybe cut it out and use that. And then there are waves on the other side, which is awesome. And then I just included this one because I love the paper and it's blue. So I knew right away, like, okay, I can use it for any kind of scenery photos. I can use it for whale watching. It's little boy paper. What's the name of it here? Does it say on there? I don't know. It's pink paisley. I can see that. American Crafts. Little Adventurer is the line if you like it. So it's kind of made for little kids, but I think I can work that in somewhere. Especially if I've got photos like that say some historical stuff on signs or something. I might be able to mute this and use it in the background with all those letters. This is just another piece that I liked it because it's black and white polka dot. It goes with everything. Other side is blank, so that's pretty safe. This one is very specific to Massachusetts, and I would never use this like as a whole sheet. My intention is to cut it down and use it in 2x2 squares, if I can make that work, or perhaps a 4x6 if I can find 3, you know, in a row that somehow work. Maybe I could do that and figure that out. But I love that it says Boston and Massachusetts, so I bought it. And then lastly, I have this one, which is just generic stuff, but I knew the color scheme would work because it's a lot of blue, brown, green, which is a lot of what we saw when we were in Boston. So with every trip, I also include some generic stuff that I think color-wise might work, or I've just really been wanting to use, and so I throw them in here. So you can see I've got kind of some random cards in here, little bits and bobs of stuff. These, clearly I bought them at the Met when I was in New York, but we saw all of these artists both in Boston and New York. I also just saw works by all 3 of these in Philly. So whatever doesn't get used in Boston will get used elsewhere, but they're just patches that we bought from the shop in the Met, and it's perfect. Just put adhesive on them, they're good to go. So again, bunch of random cards here that I liked that say different things about vacation, or I love the colors on this one. I don't even know how the heck I'm going to use that, but I like it. Trip highlights, I do want to journal something about that. There are some about friendship here because I was with 2 of my best friends. So there's just some random city related or travel related things again that I thought would work. So I have thrown them in there. I love this one. And then even I got really good. I even put in 3x8s in case I want inserts. I'm learning, people. Every time I do a new album, I get better at my organizing and prepping stuff. So I love a good map too. So anything that looks like this, I'm going to use it. So that has to get used in Boston. A general travelogue, Say Yes New Adventure. So those are all things that are generic, but will definitely work for this trip. Oh, I've got more cards in here. This morning, we were up early, pretty much every day, early bird, yes. And another one that says Big City Lover. Today's story, photo faves, just small things that I find in my stash. I don't have a particular plan for these. I just love the colors. And I know with some of the things we were wearing, the colors would work. How it's going to come together on a layout, I have no idea. Maybe I'll use them, maybe I won't, but they're in here just in case. Same with these letters. I picked them because the colors probably match what I have and can get used. And I have a bad problem. Tell me if you do this too. I love letter stickers. I buy them and I buy them and I buy them. And then when I put the album together, I forget to use them. So I have put them in here in hopes that I will remember to use them this time. Just some random stickers here that I've had for a long time. These are actually washi stickers. And again, I don't know if I can use all of them, but I could probably use some of them. Get them used up. Same with these. I've had these probably 3 years. I haven't subscribed to Felicity Jane in a while. But again, I just want to get them used. I'm trying to use stuff that's in my stash already. So help me. Encourage me to use this stuff. And again, some of these are just random, but I'm going to see if I can work them in. And then just, again, little bits and bobs here. Books because we went to the public library. I don't know that those colors are going to work, but I have them. I do know I have some yellow stuff, which is great. I love this one. It's a very nice shade of blue, and it says Urban Exploring, which is like 90% of what we did. It was all city stuff. So I think a lot of this stuff will work very well, but how it comes together, who knows? We'll see when I start making videos. But hopefully this gives you an idea of how I put stuff together and I prep for making an album, and I hope it inspires you to do the same for one of your trips. Thanks for watching, everyone.